You can feel it right now, your pulse racing, your breath caught in your throat. You're standing at the precipice of something that could either break you or make you unbreakable. Imagine wind tearing at your clothes, your heart echoing like a drum in your ears, and below you, unforgiving waves crashing against jagged rocks. Fear coils around your chest like steel shackles, whispering, "Step back. This is too much." But what if I told you that every titan of history, every warrior who refused to kneel, every emperor who built an empire with his bare hands, every monk who silenced the noise of the world, stood exactly where you are and made the same choice? They leaned in. Don't click away now. In these next moments, you'll unearth something ancient and vital. 4 hidden truths that forge brutal mental toughness. This is not fluff. These are the hammered steel truths that shaped those who changed the course of history. When this journey ends, you won't tremble at the first sign of pain. You won't flinch when failure knocks. You'll become the kind of unbreakable force that pain itself bows before. Lean in. Let's begin. Picture a blacksmith in a dimly lit forge, flames dancing around him as he turns a raw, red-hot bar of steel. He doesn't cover that steel with roses. He plunges it into the heart of the fire, striking it again and again with his hammer, forcing heat and pressure and discomfort to flow through it until it emerges stronger than ever. Your life is no different. Discomfort is your forge. Pain is your anvil. Without the fire, the steel remains brittle. Without struggle, the lotus flower never opens. The ancient Chinese proverb whispers to us, "No mud, no lotus." But here's the brutal truth. Most of us treat discomfort like a plague, running from it instead of harnessing it. When a task becomes tough, we reach for distraction. When discomfort arrives, we wrap ourselves in comfort like a cocoon. Yet, that voice telling you to take the easy road, it's your enemy. It's the decayer of dreams, the corrupter of potential. If you want brutal mental toughness, you must chase discomfort relentlessly. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone take a cold shower, shiver, and then feel alive in a way nothing else could replicate? How many times have you woken up 10 minutes before your alarm, watched the world outside through sleepy eyes, and felt a quiet swell of victory that said, "I am in control"? These are your training grounds. Small skirmishes in the daily battle against comfort. Speak to the stranger you're tempted to ignore. Lift the weight that your body screams is too heavy. Sit in a chair without looking at your phone for 5 minutes. Each of these actions tightens the coil of your spirit, rewiring your brain to see pain not as the enemy, but as the gatekeeper to greatness. Imagine the Stoic emperor, Marcus Aurelius, staring down attacks on his empire and watching the plague sweep through Rome. He wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Those words are not simply a motto. They are your call to arms. When traffic grinds your nerves, practice patience like a master. When criticism lands in your lap, let it sharpen your humility instead of wounding your ego. When rejection slams the door, let it build your resilience rather than bruise your pride. Keep a daily discomfort log. Each evening, write down 3 moments where you leaned into discomfort. What did your heart feel? What did your mind scream? What did your body learn? Celebrate the effort, not the result. Soon, you won't just withstand anxiety. You'll become calm where others crumble. You'll harden like that steel blade forging in flames. Look to Admiral Jim Stockdale, a man who spent 8 harrowing years as a prisoner of war in Vietnam. Torture laced every day. Hope was a rare visitor. Yet he survived, not through false optimism, but by embracing the reality of his suffering, every brutal, soul-crushing detail. He said, The optimists died first. They never learned to embrace the pain. Every time you walk toward pain, you become stronger. Every time you flee, you falter. Discomfort is not your foe, it's your fiercest ally. Don't run, learn, grow, forge yourself until pain bows to your stubborn will. Now, let's talk about the fiercest battleground you'll ever encounter. The courtroom of your own mind. Your thoughts preside over judgment, jury, and executioner. If your inner voice is cruel, you'll live in a prison of weakness. But here's the unshakable truth. Events are neutral. It's your interpretation that fractures you or sets you free. Miss a goal? That's just an event. But the whisper in your head calling you a failure, that's the real wound. It's time to seize the gavel. Each time a negative thought flits through your consciousness, stop, pause, label it. That's fear. That's insecurity. That's self-doubt. Then dismantle it. Is it true? Is it useful? Have I overcome worse? It sounds almost too simple, yet it is the fulcrum that tilts your entire existence. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, once a slave crippled in body and tormented by fate, taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. This isn't just a quote, it's a weapon. Wield it. Craft an inner champion script. Choose 3 goals, towering ambitions or modest dreams. It doesn't matter. For each, forge a declaration of unbreakable will. Not hollow affirmations, but grounded truths. I refuse to quit. Pressure fuels me. I adapt with the speed of light. Stand before your mirror every morning, chest out, shoulders back, and roar those words into your reflection. Make your mind hear you until the echoes drown out any whisper of doubt. You'll feel resistance. Your brain wants to cling to safety. But repetition rewires belief. Slowly, that venomous inner critic will be subdued by your own thunderous command. When adversity strikes, you'll hear the roar of your own conviction. I've been here before. I can handle this. Picture Epictetus once more, a man born into shackles, yet flown free by the wings of his will. He ruled his mind when every other force tried to steal it from him. If he can govern the storms within while shackled and oppressed, you can conquer the inner chaos of your own life. Rule your mind. Let no thought escape your scrutiny. Transform your inner courtroom into a chamber of victory where no negative verdict can stand. Discipline is not a mythical force born from thin air. It's not the spark of motivation that flickers and dies. It's the daily drumbeat of your rituals, your habits, the structure you build, so your willpower need not be summoned from a place you cannot find when darkness looms. Look at the mundane certainty of brushing your teeth. Did you pause to debate if you should? Or did you simply do it because that's what you've always done? Exactly. Willpower is fickle. Ritual is relentless. Anchor your day with precision. When dawn breaks, instead of hitting snooze, slam your feet on the floor and douse yourself in icy water. Feel the shock wake your senses. Then do push-ups. Let each drop of sweat be a declaration that you refuse to be complacent. Spend 5 minutes in silence, eyes closed, listening to the hum of your heartbeat, building a fortress of calm before the chaos of the day erupts. Read 10 pages of a book that challenges every limiting belief you've ever held. Engage your mind. Fuel it with ideas that refuse to let you stay small. When midday drags, don't slump into distraction. Stand up, stretch, walk outside, reset your posture, realign your focus. You are not a passenger in your own life, you are the pilot. Evening arrives, not as a time to collapse, but as a rendezvous with accountability. What battles did you win? Where did you falter? Where did you hold the line? The Stoic Seneca admonished us to call ourselves to account each night. not to beat ourselves with guilt, but to sharpen our resolve for tomorrow. Create your 3R ritual. Record one habit, maybe reading, maybe lifting, maybe a burst of deep work. Then repeat it at the same time every day and reward yourself by checking it off. That check mark is not a cosmetic flourish. It's a contract with yourself. I follow through. I am unshakable. Consider the warriors of the US Navy SEALs undergoing Hell Week, 5 days without sleep, their bodies and minds screaming for mercy. The SEALs who endure do not rely on bursts of inspiration or adrenaline. They rely on the unyielding rhythm of their rituals. Breathe, step, push, repeat. Their bodies turn into machines powered by routine. Let that be you. Build your ritual so immaculate that when the world spins into chaos, you remain unmoved, anchored by the drumbeat of your own consistency. Yet mental toughness is not forged solely in the fires of discomfort or the drums of daily ritual. It is also hewn in the quiet, unyielding strength of patience and resilience. The modern world raves about speed, instant gratification, instant results, instant approval, but true power is patient. It grows like a mountain range, carved over centuries, not like a hastily built sandcastle that collapses with the tide. The Japanese hold in their culture a reverence for perseverance, gaman, the act of enduring the seemingly unbearable with dignity and grace. You want enduring toughness? Learn to wait. Learn to withstand. When your car is stuck in a gridlocked highway, don't slam your steering wheel. Instead, breathe. Observe the world around you. Let the sky above fill you with calm, and remind yourself, this is my training ground. When an argument boils over, don't lunge for the nearest retort. Breathe. 5 slow breaths. Count each silently, and let your voice be the instrument of reason rather than the trigger of regret. That pause is where strength hides, where you prove that you are not impulsive clay, but tempered steel. Marcus Aurelius penned, "Loss is change, and change is nature's delight, not as a soothing platitude, but as a manifesto to bend without breaking." When the storm ravages your world, do not resist. Study it. Let it wash over you, and let your roots stretch deeper. Build your resilience reservoir. Begin by opening a memory bank, where you list 5 battles you've already won, moments you thought would break you, yet you stood steadfast. Then craft an anchor phrase, "I have weathered worse." When the waves crash upon you, dive into that reservoir. Let those memories buoy you above the tumult. Let that phrase be your talisman. Nelson Mandela knew this well as he spent 27 years behind bars. Day after day, he faced the void of darkness, injustice, burning like acid in his soul. Yet he refused to be swallowed. He planned, he dreamed, he endured. When his chains fell away, he emerged not as a victim, but as a victor who led a nation toward unity. Why? Because he recognized that time did not break those with roots deep enough to hold. Patience and resilience uproot weakness. They forge you into a bedrock that no force can shift. Now, as you stand here on the edge of transformation, you've been guided through 4 foundational truths: embracing discomfort, commanding your inner dialogue, forging rituals of consistency, and cultivating enduring patience paired with unbreakable resilience. But knowledge alone is nothing without action. It's time to choose one. Which battle will you face first? Will you immerse yourself in icy water each morning, feeling every cell of your body awaken to the reality that you are alive and in control? Will you script your inner champion phrases and bark them at your reflection until your doubts lie gasping in the corner? Will you erect your daily rituals like ancient ramparts, impervious to siege? Or will you sink roots into the soil of patience, unwavering, even as the winds of chaos howl around you.
Pick one. Start small. Take that first cold shower. Speak a single truth that shatters a lie you've told yourself for too long. Build one habit that screams to the universe, I am relentless. Find a single storm, maybe a disagreement at work, a financial setback, a personal failure, and hold still. Let it test you. Let it wrestle with you. Then stand taller for having endured. Because here's the merciless truth. Mental toughness is not a gift you're handed at birth. It is not the lonely domain of superheroes or those born under a lucky star. It's a fortress constructed brick by brutal brick, with sweat, with sacrifice, with a smile in the face of pain. Here's your question. Will you pick up that hammer? Will you strike that brick of discomfort? Will you silence the inner tyrant who calls you weak? Will you lock into the drumbeat of ritual and let it guide you when you no longer feel the beat in your heart? Do it. Begin now. Comment below, which pillar calls to you first? Which battle will you wage today? And subscribe, because next week, we unravel the brutal truth about failure and how to bleed it for fuel so potent you'll turn every setback into a catapult toward glory. You are just at the start of what could be the fiercest journey of your life. The cliff awaits. Will you step back, or will you lean in, heart blazing, and discover that your mind, your unbreakable mind, is the only thing standing between you and becoming the legend you were always meant to be? The choice is yours. Lean in.